So now the question is that we have to find out permutation of a string, and instead of storing the results in array list, we have to print them. Okay, because earlier we stored them in array list, but this time we don't have to use array list. We just have to print just like we did in the subsequence. So what exactly the permutations will be doing? Like if I have ABC, that is the three characters you have, and now I want to build six permutations out of it. So how we are going to build? So the very first thing is the logic will be simple, that simply make recursive call based on number of characters. Okay, let's say we have three characters. So if you have three characters available, so it simply means that you are going to have three recursive calls. Simple. Initially. Now pick one character from the string. Okay, simply pick one character from the string and make remaining string as input and one character as an output. Okay, so let us assume that we have ABC. Okay, so this is the string we have ABC. Now, when we are going to call recursively for each character, once for input and once for output, we have to maintain two things. So we have to make remaining string as input and one character as output. So let's say we have B, C as the remaining one and A as the one character as the output. So you can say it's your input and it is the output. Simple enough. So this is how I have stored BC and A. Now for ABC this time, second time, what we'll be doing? We'll be storing A, C and B. So that becomes input and output. Then third, we have AB and C. So this becomes input and output. So this is how we have to store. All right. So simply I said that we have to make remaining string as input and one character as output. Remaining string as input, one character as output. This is step number one. Okay. Now you have to do this till input becomes 0, and this becomes the base case of our recursion, that input has become 0. So once we reach BC, then again we have to do the same thing, that let's say if I talk about in case of BC, what it will become? It will become C will be the remaining one, and then we'll be having A, B. Actually, I will say it will be having B here. Okay, so what will be the output in that particular case? So first of all, you have C, we have B. From this B and C. So this is going to be the input. This is going to be another input. So what will be the output in this case? It will be A, B. Okay, AB will be the output in this particular case. Then we have this B. We have this B, and for B, the output becomes A, C. So I'm simply circling the output thing. All right, so C and B becomes my new input. Okay, so now when you concatenate this thing, it will become ABC. It will become, actually first it becomes ABC. Then now we have to check whether we have to stop here or what we'll be getting in the input, because once if I go inside the input, it becomes empty. So you have to stop your recursion, and second thing will be ABC. Then second thing, when you'll be calling this, so it will become empty. So first thing, the input will be empty. Input becomes empty here. Nothing will be there. And second thing, you have to concatenate ACB. So it will become ACB. All right. So this is what exactly going to happen for this case. So now once we have ABC, ABC will become BC and A. Okay. AC and B, AB and C. All right. Now after this, when we have BC and A, so BC will be split into two things, C and B. So this is input and this is output. So once we have input as C, so what will be the output? The remaining one, AB. And when you have B in the output, so what will be the if you have B in the input, so output will be AC. Simple enough. Because B is in the input, so output will be AB. Now for A character, we'll do the same for AC character. So actually for AC character, we have to do, not for A. For AC, we have to split it into A and C. Now if you have A, so what will be the remaining one? B, C. And if you have C, so what will be the remaining one? A and B. All right. Actually, I will say that instead of writing like this, first you have A and C. For C, it will be, actually it will be BA, not AB. It will be BA. And for A, it will be BC. Okay. So it will be BC here. Now again, we have to see there will be two things. One is the input that will be empty, and there is a output that is, again, you have to concatenate. Okay. So this time, if you will concatenate, it will become BCA. It will become BCA. And now it will become BAC. So once input is empty, and second time it will be BAC. Now finally for AB, we have A and B. Okay. So for A, it will be CB, and for B, it will be CA. And then again, input and output. So input will be empty, output will be CBA. Then for B, input is empty, output will be CAB. That's it. This is going to be the answer now. So how come this is our answer actually? So for this particular example, when you have initially ABC, so first we have BC and A, input and output, then AC, B, and then ABC. So first we divide BC again into input output, then AC, then AB. So this is how our recursion tree is going to be built here. I hope it's clear to you that what exactly is going to be the solution for our permutation question. So this is how we have to build our recursion tree. So let's talk about the implementation for permutation using tree.java. So now what we'll be doing is, first let us create a function static void print perm, and then I'm going to take input string and the output string. Just like we discussed, we'll be having two variables, input and output. Okay. And when you are going to call this function, I will pass ABC, and second argument will be initially empty. All right. Now inside print permutation function, we have to do number of time recursion for each character. Okay, so that's why we are going to use a loop for int I equals to 0, I less than input dot length I plus plus. So what it means? It means that iterate number of times recursion for each character. All right. For each character, we have to iterate number of times. So that's why we have to use a loop. Now, start by picking up the single character and the remaining string. So inside the loop, we will take a char single character is equals to input dot caret I. Okay, so it will return the single character. Now in a string, we'll be having remaining string that will be input dot substring 0 comma I plus input dot substring I plus 1. All right, this is going to be your substring, and now you can call print permutation again with input and output. So input will be remaining string and output will be output plus single character. And that's it. Now finally the base case. So the base case will be that if input dot length becomes 0, just print output variable and return from here. That's it. So this is our print permutation. Now let's try to execute first, then we will understand the stack of this question. So this is the output. All right, so output is perfect. Now let's try to understand what exactly happened in this question. So first of all, when we pass ABC, so input contains ABC, output is empty. Now for I is equals to 0, I less than input length I plus plus, single character will contain A. Now what will remaining string will contain? Input dot substring 0 comma I. Okay, so on 0th comma index, we only have one character, that is A, obviously. Then I have written input dot substring I plus 1. So that will store B, so it becomes AB. Now, actually, instead of saying like this, we can do one thing. Now we know that we have substring, we have single character I over here. Do one thing, parallelly start the debugging of this code. All right. So parallelly, I'm going to debug. So let's start with here. So single character will simply contain A. Now, if I talk about the remaining string one, remaining string will contain the B and C character. Okay, not the A and B character. It will contain B and C character. Okay. So first we have input dot substring 0 comma I we have passed, and after that we have mentioned that we have to concatenate I plus 1 character. Now, after this, you can simply write here that your single characters become A and remaining string becomes simply B and C. Now we are going to call it. So remaining string will be BC. So input becomes BC. Output becomes output plus single character, that is double quotes plus single character is A. And exactly this is what we discussed. So now it becomes BC and output becomes single character, that is A. Now again we are going to call it. Let's see. So first it will call this. So input becomes BC and output becomes A. Now again loop restarts. I becomes 0, input becomes 2. So input length becomes 2. So it is going to iterate for B and C only. So single character will contain B and remaining string will contain C. So this time single character contain B and remaining character contains C. So what this is going to call now? Now this time it is going to call remaining string. There is C and output that already stored A plus single character. Single character is B. So that becomes AB. Okay. So now my output becomes AB, input becomes C. So this is what we exactly discussed initially, that it is going to be divided like this. So ABC, CAB. So this is how it is going to be divided. Now the third call. In the third call, let's do the third one. So now you can see input is C and output is AB. Then again I starts from 0. Input contains only one character, that is C. So single character will be C, but this time remaining string will become empty. So now we remove this. So now what remaining string and single character will contain, output will contain. So remaining string becomes empty and output plus single character. So what do you have in output? The previous one, AB plus single character, that is what exactly do we have in single character? C. So now finally, when again this call will happen, input will contain double quotes empty and output will contain ABC. So it will print in output window ABC. This is the first exec call that exactly happened. You can even try to execute that. Input dot length becomes 0. It is going to print ABC and return. Return, that means fallback, and now loop goes again. Okay. So it is back to the input where input was BC and output was A. It is back to that particular call now. Now again get inside the loop. So input is BC. So this time what will be getting inside the single character variable? That's right. Now the single character will become B and remaining string will become C. And output already contains A. Okay. So now remaining string contains B, single character is C, A is the output. So inside remaining string we have B here. Output plus single character. Output contains A. single character contains C, so that becomes AC. So always this is going to happen. Like if you have B here, so AC will be here. If you have C here, so AB will be here. If you have A here, so BC will be here. So this is going to happen in all the cases, and then it will keep on concatenating them. So when you have B and C, now again it is going to call. So let's call input B, then single characters become B, remaining string becomes empty. So this will call this time ACB. Okay, this time it is going to call AC and then concatenate B. So I hope you are able to understand how exactly it is calling recursively for each of your character. So once it takes one character and other two characters becomes the remaining one. So when we discussed about this thing, this is exactly what happening here. Okay, so you can just imagine that when you have ABC, so once first you have BC and A that is separated, then what do you have in input and what do you have in output? You just have to maintain these two things. Now, once you understand these two things, what do you have in input and output variable, you can understand what will be the output at the end.